Welcome back to my Triangle Strategy Hard New Game Plus LTC. Here's Chapter 9. After Chapter 8, Chapter 9 turns the tables on you, having your army start on the low ground, while having tons of enemy archers rain down arrows on you from the high ground. This can make the chapter pretty tricky on New Game, but on New Game Plus where we have the Resurrection Earring, we can send Anna up with her 4 jump to the left to distract all the enemy archers on that side. Another benefit to New Game Plus is that you have access to Decimal, and being on the low ground gives him access to his most reliable skill, Target Height 5, which we'll be making great use of to hit most of the enemies on the map. Because of how spread out the enemies are, we're forced to split our army once again, with Anna leading a team on the left, Maxwell leading a team on the right, and both of them being backed up by Decimal and support units in the middle. Maxwell's once again going to start drawing enemies together to set up for an AoE attack. Archers are a lot trickier to get to clump together, but we can at least draw them closer to us while also attracting most of the melee units.
Just as I planned. That went well. Charge! Freeze your left! Did you see that? Did you see that? Let me return the favor. Let me return the favor.
Anna does face a small chance of death here if basically every attack here hits her. Her evasion is high enough that this doesn't really matter, but the possibility does exist.
Death from above.
We lock down this rogue with missed opportunity in order to stop him from jumping down to chase our support team, ensuring that we can continue to attack him with Anna's team, and also another target height 5 later on. We've also given Decimal a speed amulet to ensure that his turn comes around before Booker's. This is important because the extra damage turns his AI aggressive and makes him take Maxwell's bait instead of just standing still and attacking Roland.
Benedict. I will end this. Please, heed my call!
Where was I? This is everything I've got!
Whatever it takes. Here you go. Appreciated.
I shall try my level
As
best.
Benedict refreshes Corentin's turn, you might notice that we choose not to hit Booker as hard as we could, even though he's right up in our face, threatening to attack us and on the verge of death. You'll see this happen quite a few times throughout the chapter, and the reason we do this is, in order to find the high yield turn saves, you want to whittle down the enemies to be low enough so that they can then be cleared up by a big enough AoE to maximize efficiency. As long as you're wary of the turn order and how well your units can take any hits they have to take, you can safely wipe out a large number of enemies right before any of them get a chance to attack you. We demonstrate this concept by leaving Booker alive because even though he's a boss, his attacks are so weak that even with a random crit, he barely does anything to the frail Corentin, meaning that he isn't a high enough priority target to kill before Decimal's turn comes up.
For victory! Out of my way!
Decimal, taking off. Let's try this.
From where shall we strike? Now I end this!
Roland ends up getting a dodge here, but he doesn't need it as he would have survived the rogue with 21 HP left to spare.
I fight for peace.
Roland's bulk has been lamented by many, but what you'll find is that, at least with all of his bulk upgrades, the only enemies that really threaten to 2-round him are Spark Mages and Blades. Everything else he can survive 2 rounds of combat with just fine, as long as you aren't positioning him poorly and letting him get back crit or follow-up attack
Try
time.
out their weakness. We make it up here.
Here goes. Here. Your orders? For you. For you. I will leave you defenseless.
Models were off.
As we near the conclusion of the chapter, we continue to leave enemies at low HP instead of finishing them off. However, the only unit that can hit all of them is Decimal, and you might have noticed, we don't really have the means of charging up target height 5 again. That's why we've had to choose our attacks very carefully in order to leave every single remaining enemy vulnerable to target HP 3 instead. After that very meticulous setup, that's Chapter 9 completed in 27 turns.